attend a small University of California campus, nothing like the giants, Berkeley, UCLA, Santa Barbara. Those places are known not just for academics, but for the madness that erupts during their tour days, thinly veiled excuses for all-day chaos and citywide parties. UCSB's infamous version is called Deltopia. I had never been, never felt the urge. But as my final year crept to a close, something inside me itched. Call it fear of missing out, or just the realization that time was running out when my roommates asked if I wanted to come with them to Isla Vista for Deltopia weekend. I said yes. The 5 of us, Hunter, Damon, Benji, Armin, and myself, were crammed into Hunter's car, all 6-foot-plus frames stuffed like sardines. It was suffocating but bearable, eased by bass-heavy music and dumb jokes. We reached Santa Barbara just before sunset, circling Isla Vista for nearly an hour in a hopeless quest for parking. Just as we were about to give up, Hunter charmed a sorority girl into letting us use her reserved spot. Hunter's always had that unnerving ability to manipulate moments in his favor. His sister, a junior at UCSB, had agreed to let us crash at her place. Not glamorous, but during Deltopia, any floor space is sacred ground. Her and her roommates welcomed us warmly, and though the real event wouldn't begin until morning, that night's pre-party started quickly. But there was one complication. Amir. Hunter had a friend, and I use that word generously. Amir is one of those parasitic personalities, always hanging on the edge of social circles, never quite belonging, never quite leaving. The type who talks too loud, laughs too long, and has no self-awareness. He had mentioned he might be at Deltopia, but we hadn't included him in our plans. We hadn't spoken of him once on the drive down. Yet, as we exited the liquor store with arms full of booze, there he was, standing on the curb like he'd been waiting for us. He fell in step silently, like he belonged, like he'd always been there. No greeting, no explanation. Just, why are you guys so surprised to see me? Like we were the ones being weird. We didn't answer. No one wanted to be the one to tell him to leave, not yet. That changed the moment he barged ahead of us at Hunter's sister's apartment, lied to her face, and claimed he was staying with us. Hunter snapped. Amir was ordered out, firmly, publicly, aggressively. He didn't take it well. He stood outside the apartment for nearly 20 minutes, begging to be let back in, before disappearing into the night. We laughed about it over shots, but underneath the laughter was unease. Later, we realized Hunter had been sharing his iPhone location with Amir, probably months ago, and forgotten. That's how he found us. He stalked us. No other word fits. The next day, Deltopia was everything they said it would be. Reckless, blinding, loud. We linked up with 5 more friends back at the apartment, and as we recounted the Amir story, Ryland, one of the new arrivals, checked his phone. He still had Amir's location. His expression changed immediately. "He's here," he said, his voice tight. We all stared at the screen. The blue dot hovered directly over the apartment building, but as soon as Ryland mentioned it aloud, the dot began moving. Fast. Down the block. Out of range. Like he'd been parked outside, watching, waiting. And now, he was gone. That night the apartment fell into uneasy silence. Everyone passed out drunk, exhausted, oblivious. But I awoke in the early hours, something instinctual jolting me awake. And then, the sound, glass shattering. A heavy, visceral crash from the living room. I stood up, heart hammering, and grabbed the nearest object. A wine bottle. I crept forward. The sliding glass door to the balcony was destroyed, shards glittering across the hardwood. A cinder-block-sized rock lay in the center. That's when I saw it, the closet door handle just barely jiggling. My breath caught, my grip tightened. I took a single step toward it, then stopped. Something primal screamed at me to, "Don't." I turned, slipped back to the bedroom, and shook Hunter awake. Wordlessly, he followed me out. By the time we got to the living room, the closet door stood ajar, empty, but not harmless. Hunter reached inside and pulled out something that made my stomach drop. A butcher knife. Not just a knife, a weapon. Amir had been in that closet, crouched behind the door, holding that blade. Waiting for me. We tore the place apart, searching for signs of him. He was gone. We called the police. They were sympathetic, sure, but to them, it was just another Deltopia incident, another vandalism report, another drunk kid losing his mind. Amir vanished after that. He blocked all of us. Phone, socials, everything. A ghost. And while he may have disappeared digitally, we know better. He knows where we live, where we sleep, and every now and then, when I walk to my car at night or hear a strange sound at my window, I remind a small village. A cat named Whiskers discovered a magic fish in a pond. The fish promised 3 wishes in exchange for its freedom. Whiskers wished for endless fish, a cozy bed, and a bell that rang softly. The fish granted all 3 wishes and swam away, leaving Whiskers content and purring in the sun.